Hi guys, it's Kyarko here, back with another speed build. This is a speed build of what I'm calling Restaurant Persephone, which is kind of an odd name, but I'm basically building this waterfront restaurant that I think is going to be called like Persephone, like that's the name of the restaurant, like, ooh, I'm getting dinner at Persephone, you know, like that's what it'd be called. And the reason I called it Persephone is because this is kind of a long story, I kind of have to explain. So just sit back and watch while I explain this very long, convoluted story. So basically a while ago, I went to a restaurant that I'd never been to before. I don't remember what it was called, but it was absolutely stunning. Like, I loved the interior design. I thought it was so wonderful. The food was really way over expensive, so I only got dessert. But it was a beautiful restaurant, and it really reminded me of Persephone, like the Greek story about, you know, Persephone and Hades and her going to the underworld because of the pomegranate and all that stuff. And the reason it reminded me of that, because it was like all this concrete and very like industrial style mixed with like a bunch of florals and nature and like imagery of pomegranates and like this beautiful color scheme. It was an absolutely stunning restaurant. But that reminded me of like the contrast between like nature and industrial design, around like concrete and nature, like I said. And I kind of wanted to incorporate that into a build because I thought it was absolutely stunning in real life. So I thought it'd be absolutely stunning in The Sims. And it is. I think this is a beautiful build. I love how this turns out. As you can see, I'm setting up this outdoor area here. I'm just hanging these like little light bulbs from this tree, which I thought would be so romantic to sit under that tree, get a very expensive dinner, have like this, I think this would be so nice to have a date in. But anyways, it was a beautiful restaurant, and it just reminded me of Persephone and Hades because the concrete and all the industrial side reminded me of like the underworld, you know, like very kind of gray, kind of, what's the word? I don't want to use the word evil, but kind of like, it just was so contrasting to the natural element, like all the flowers and the plants. It just reminded me of like Persephone, like this beautiful human woman in this, you know, dark concrete underworld. So I just called this restaurant Persephone. That was a very convoluted story, like I said. But yeah. So as I said, this is a waterfront restaurant, as you can obviously see. So we're actually gonna have a rooftop area where, you know, diners can sit right by the water and look out, and yeah, very romantic. This is a very romantic restaurant. I would absolutely I would love to be taken on a date here, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one, you know, because I don't really usually do a lot of industrial or modern aesthetics, you know, like I do occasionally, but not that much. And that's kind of because I tend to get a little bit bored with industrial style a little bit. Specifically, I mean, I know industrial design and you know, modern design is not necessarily the same thing, but I do see it combined a lot, you know, like very industrial looking things with very modern minimalist designs, you know what I'm talking about? And I don't always like it. It's a little bit boring to me, but I really liked this build because of the natural element I thought really was brought out by all the concrete and all the boring gray colors. And it's just beautiful. It turns out so beautiful. I hope you guys watch this whole video through because honestly, this is a stunning build, especially the inside. It's beautiful. I'm proud of it. What can I say? But yeah, we're just setting up the exterior right now. This was quite a long build actually for me to put together, and I think it's because I was super indecisive, you know, and also because I got really into detail in terms of like setting up the tables, but we'll get into that later. Right now I'm just trying to figure out like how I'm gonna do the exterior of this, because it's kind of an odd lot, because you have like water on both sides, and I kind of had to figure out where the entrance was gonna be. So you enter on the side here, you know, where right where that little staircase is. And then you can either go and sit outside, like underneath this tree or on like the stones out here, or you can go inside and sit on either the first floor, the second floor, or the roof space. So there's like a lot of places to sit. There's a lot of different like dining experiences you can have here, which I thought would be really cool, because then you can get like a different vibe every time you come, you know, like once you could come and sit under the tree and have like a romantic date, and then the other time you could go up to the rooftop and hear the live music playing and like dance and have more of a party time, you know what I'm talking about? But I mean, that has nothing to do with The Sims. That's just like my concept for this restaurant in real life, I would say. But I think this restaurant's so cute, especially all of those round windows on the left there. I feel like they're really interesting, you know, like I've only used those round windows like once or twice, I think, on some very specific like artistic builds. But I think it works here, you know? Like, it's like kind of like an odd element, but I think it's cute. Anyways, let me know what you guys think of this build. You know, I love doing restaurants. I struggle with conceptualizing them initially, you know, because I think my problem, like my personal flaw with how I do restaurants is I usually focus too much on the type of food being served, you know? Like, the last restaurant I did, I think, was like a French restaurant, and it was beautiful. I love that build. I thought it turned out so stunning, but I think sometimes I get a little bit too caught up in my head about like, oh, it's a French restaurant, it's an American restaurant, it's serving Chinese food, it's serving Indian food, you know? Like, I get too caught up in that aspect, and I kind of lose like the actual like restaurant design aspect, you know what I'm talking about? But I think I actually really excelled here because I don't even know what type of food they sell here. I didn't really think about that at all. I don't know what they're, I mean, they're waterfront, right? So they probably have fish. This is probably like a seafood place. But let me know, what kind of food do you think this place has? What kind of food would you get here? But I'm really happy with this build. So I think in future builds, when I do restaurants, I'm gonna focus more on restaurant design and aesthetic rather than food choices and like food categories, you know? But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Anyways, I'm putting together the inside now. So like I said, a lot of dining spaces here. So you have the whole outside to sit, you have the whole first floor to sit, second floor, and then there's a rooftop space. The first floor is where there's 2 bathrooms and the kitchen. Second floor is where there's like dining spaces and I think another bathroom. And then the rooftop has like a bar and it has like a little live music section and stuff, so it's really popping up on the roof. But yeah, anyways, I'm just trying to figure out how I'm doing this like railings thing. I had like a whole railing problem here, and I ended up just saying, you know, whatever. Sometimes the game mechanics just don't listen to me and I get glitches and I'm just like, oh, whatever, fine, EA, I'll do it this way. But you know, that's just the builder's life for you. But I'm on the inside now. I kind of kept the same theme of the industrial design aspect of, you know, all the concrete walls and concrete floors. But again, we bring in a lot of plant life to kind of liven and make this area a lot more interesting, you know? Here I'm trying to pick the right shade of concrete. I think I got it right. I think this is the right shade of concrete. And then over here, right by the entrance, we're gonna have a little table where the hostess will sit and kind of sign people in. Because I imagine this is probably a pretty exclusive restaurant. You know, like not like ridiculously exclusive, but probably the kind of place you would like need reservations for, you know? So she's gonna be, or they are gonna be sitting by the door, you know, with their little reservation book and just kind of like, you know, checking people. I don't know, I've never worked as a hostess. I'm not quite sure the details of the job, but I know that they greet people, I believe. Anyways, so that person will sit there and facilitate guests coming in. And then we have some lighting choices here. So I knew that I wanted to pay close attention to my lighting choices just because I knew that it'd be a pretty key element in livening up the space and making it a little bit more interesting. So we kind of have these like wired, they might be wicker, I'm not quite sure, but we have these like wired hanging lights, and I do actually move those around later, but I thought that kind of added a very interesting texture to the space. Back here against the wall, we have a bar. So there's actually 2 bars in this restaurant. There's the first floor bar and then there's the rooftop bar. Wouldn't this be so cool in real life? You know, I wish that people would listen to me and build these restaurants just simply so I can eat in them, you know, so I can enjoy my own creation and bask in the glory of restaurant Persephone. You know, maybe one day. I really hope to work in interior design. I really hope that it works out for me. Because I love it. I do this all the time. I build like all the time, like every single day, you know, because I post 5 days a week, you know, so that's a lot of building. And I enjoy it. I love it so much, you know. I really wish I could do this, you know, and survive doing it, by which I mean make money off of it. But yeah, we'll see. You know, if I ever have the opportunity to design something in real life, which I really hope happens, I'll let you guys know. After the project's done, I'll be like, hey guys, head over to this restaurant and this city, and I designed that, and you can see, you know, I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you in the loop. Anyways, in the first floor, we have this really huge table, and then we're gonna have like a series of smaller tables, but I imagine this is like the table that you would get if you come in with like a really big party, you know, like if you have a birthday party or like a family gathering or something like that. Like this is the table you would get. Like it's the largest table in the whole restaurant. But I'm gonna spend a lot of time, like a lot of time, detailing this table. So most of this video, like not most of it, but a lot of it is me detailing all my tables, you know, because I didn't want to have like a bunch of empty tables. I wanted them to be, you know, very detailed and stuff. So as you can see right now, I'm putting on menus, giving everyone an individual menu. They all have their place settings. Gonna put in some glassware. Right now I'm gonna put in like all these like martini glasses. I guess everybody's drinking martinis tonight. You can see there's like a little like cheese appetizer board. Everyone gets a fig. I don't know why. Like this is a reoccurring thing I do where I put like a fig on everybody's plate. Maybe it's like a restaurant motif, or maybe that's not a fig. Like let's pretend that's a pomegranate, you know, and then that's like the motif, you know, like everyone has like a slice of pomegranate to start, and it's like a free appetizer is that you get like a pomegranate slice. Oh, that'd be so cool. Oh my god, like that's immersion, right? You know, you go to restaurant Persephone, you sit down, the first thing you're served is like a slice of pomegranate, and then you eat the pomegranate, and it's like, okay, welcome to the underworld, and then you're served all your main courses, which are like crazy freaking good food. That'd be so cool. Oh my god. Someone please, if there's, do I have like a rich, a very, very wealthy, business-oriented subscriber somewhere who wants to freaking build this restaurant? I would love this restaurant in real life. I'd love to freaking be served a pomegranate for free as like my appetizer, and then like a waiter comes over and it's like, did you eat the pomegranate? And we're like, yeah, and they're like, oh no. Oh my god, that'd be like a dining experience for you, man. That'd be so fun. Anyways, I'm getting lost in thought here. We're on the second floor now. We're putting together our second section of dining. As you can see, I'm doing like a lot of different table choices, and I'm same with the chairs. I'm gonna have a lot of different chair choices. I wanted to mix it up, you know? Like I know in restaurants in general, you would have kind of the same furniture used everywhere. And that's probably realistically what would happen. Probably I'm guessing for budget reasons, it probably makes sense to buy furniture in bulk, / probably the other reason for that in real life is that way you're giving every guest an equal experience, you know, like you don't want some chairs to be more uncomfortable than other chairs, you know what I mean? But, you know, in the game, for design purposes, I think it looks really cool to have like a bunch of different tables and a bunch of different chairs. I just think it looks so nice. But like I said, there's gonna be a lot of detailing in this video. As you can see, I'm putting in all the glassware. I'm gonna give them all little menus, so that every guest has their own little menu they can look at and be like, oh, I want the trout, I want the salmon. You know what I learned today? This has nothing to do with this video at all, but you know, whatever, I'm just gonna tell you. Today I learned that I thought that the salmon I was buying from the store this whole time was salmon. And then today, when I was at the store to get groceries, I realized I wasn't buying salmon. I've been buying trout for like the past like month. I just never read the label. Like it just looked like salmon, so I always grab and be like, oh, I'll have salmon. I just throw it in my basket. And then the first time today, I read the label and I was like, oh my god, this is trout. I mean, it tastes good, nothing wrong with that. I just can't believe that I just didn't know that. Like, I just did not read the label at all. It looks weirdly, like, it looks the exact same. Like, tell me I'm wrong, but it looks the same. It's like pink, it's got like the white lines. It looked like freaking salmon, but it was trout. So, there's my story. There, you know, there's a lesson for you guys. When you're at the store and you think you're buying salmon, always check, because maybe it's trout. But at this place, they probably have salmon. But anyways, I'm putting in my lighting because, as I said before, I wanted to pay extra attention to my lighting choices. As you can see, I have that big painting on the wall of these flowers. I wish that it was a painting of like something to do with Persephone and like Hades, and maybe it could have like a pomegranate or something on it. I looked for a painting like that and I couldn't find one, so I just ended up going with like a flower portrait, but I still think it looks pretty good. Anyways, more detail work, putting in more little menus. You know, menus are pretty important at a restaurant, I think. And then gonna put in some more plants because I felt that we were a little bit lacking in the plant department. So we put in those pots of those little bush plant things. I don't know what those are. They're very tall. And then we're gonna put in these little bottles. I don't know what those are, maybe water or something. And then, as I said before, everybody gets a pomegranate on their plate, even though I think that's a fig. You know, and everyone eats the seeds and, you know, gets trapped in the underworld. You know, wouldn't that be so cool? Okay, anyways, we are going to put in, what are we doing here? Am I optioning paintings again? I think that's what I'm doing. I'm still looking for my ideal pomegranate painting. Yeah, you can see I'm still optioning paintings. There was this one, which was like a gray square, which kind of played into the industrial aspect, but I wanted something colorful. And I wanted something nature related. Oh wait, oh no, I did find that's cool. I mean, those aren't pomegranates, those were peaches and grapes, but more fruit-based, which is closer to what we want. And then we put in some, oh, I changed the chairs, wow. Always surprising myself. I changed these chairs to these darker green ones, and then over here we're gonna put in another classical painting. And then in here, this is like just how you get to the rooftop. You just have to climb up these stairs. I'm glad I planned ahead for this, because if I had not planned ahead, they would have had to climb a ladder, which would not have worked in a real restaurant. So I'm glad that I planned ahead and there was like an actual staircase and stuff. But yeah, we're on the rooftop now. Beautiful, beautiful rooftop. Probably, you know, I think it's safe because I put in these like tall walls and that railing, but you know, there's a bar up here. They should be a little bit careful. They're probably gonna be like some safety officers or up here or something to make sure someone doesn't fall off the roof. That'd be so terrible for this business. And you know, just to happen, but I think it's safe. I put in some pretty tall walls. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna put in a little cover for this bar just so, you know, it's got some coverage just in case it's like a hot day or there's like some light rain or something. I don't know. Just so the bar is covered. And also I just wanted like another level of detail on this roof, you know? So I make it this glass roof, which is like a reoccurring thing. As you can see, we have the glass roof there down below. But I think it looks absolutely stunning. Anyways, we're gonna put in a little platform here so that the seating by the edge is raised up so that guests sitting there can like see the waterfront a little bit better. And then we're gonna put in some lights back there. And then we're gonna put in our waterfront seating. So you can sit here and look out at the ocean, I'm assuming. I'm assuming that's the ocean. You know, order some fish, you know, have a romantic time. You know, it's atmospheric. I really like this. I really like this seating area. You know, I know I'm like totally, you know, I'm totally yanking my own chain here. I'm definitely being very big-headed here. I just really like this build. I don't know. I'm just proud of it, you know. But yeah, anyways, putting in some little glasses, like I said, very detail focused on this one. In restaurants I build in the future, I'm gonna try to do the same because I really think it turned out a lot better in this restaurant than like previous restaurants have, just simply because I was more detail oriented. Over here is like a live music section, so they'll hire like musicians to play here for like special events. Maybe like every Friday night they have like a live music thing and people can come up to the roof and enjoy the live music and enjoy the waterfront and, you know, get drinks in the bar and sit at this really long table I set out. I feel like this would be such a great place to have a party or something. But this is a very, very long table. I imagine that this table probably isn't for like parties of, what is that, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, for 10 people. I mean, maybe it is for like really big gatherings, but my guess is that they probably would like split it up, you know, where like 4 people would sit on one side and then a different party people would sit on the other, you know? Like, I don't think they would rely like on getting tables of 10 people, but I don't know. I'm not the manager of this restaurant. I don't know. That's their choice. As you can see, again, detail oriented, putting in pomegranates. Putting in, let's see. What are we gonna, oh, I leave this space open right here by like that little corner there just because I thought that there should be like a little open space for like dancing and stuff, since there is live music. But anyways, down here we're putting in another bathroom, so there's gonna be 3 bathrooms, and now I'm going to furnish all those bathrooms. Kept the bathrooms pretty simple. Wait, no, I put in some cool stuff. You'll see in a sec. But in general, like the furniture is pretty simple. Here I'm putting in like a little towel tower, like a little triangle of towels, because I thought that that looked very fancy. And this is a very fancy restaurant, so I thought that they would have like a fancy touch in their bathroom. So originally I was gonna just like stick like a potted plant in there, but I kind of was like not feeling that. So instead, what I did is I put like vines on the wall. You can see me doing that now. I imagine they're probably not real vines, they're probably just like fake plastic ones, but they definitely would look good, you know? And then I thought about doing it here too, but that didn't work, so I scratched that. But, you know, I tried, I experimented, but it didn't work, so I didn't do that. Now we're gonna put together the kitchen. So if any of you ever worked in like a real kitchen, like a commercial kitchen for restaurants, I don't think it looks like this. I don't think it would function like this or flow like this, but you know, I've never worked in a commercial kitchen myself. And I also probably don't have the right custom content to build like a real commercial kitchen. So if you're a professional chef, please don't come at me. This was just an aesthetic kitchen. I mean, it would function for The Sims, I think. But I'm just gonna put in little details here and there. In general, I'm gonna keep this kitchen pretty empty, just because I felt like it would probably be, I don't know, I just thought that the elegance and the minimalism of the space played very well into like all the plant life and all the other stuff in all the other rooms. You know what I mean? Like this was a plant-free space in the kitchen, so I liked the elegance and the minimalism. Anyways, we are outside now, which is probably my favorite part of the build, other than the first floor. I really like the first floor too. But the outside, totally amazing. Amazing place to bring your friends, have a date, eat under this huge tree. Do pomegranates grow on trees? I do not know. Is that embarrassing that I don't know? I'm assuming they, right? Because they're fruits, so they grow on trees, you know? I'm not gonna pretend that I know anything. So, if you guys know about pomegranates, let me know. If pomegranates grow on trees, it'd be so cool if that was a pomegranate tree in the middle there, you know? And then like people could sit under the pomegranate tree while they eat like fresh pomegranates. Wouldn't that be so cool? Yeah, anyways. And then we have this lower area for more people. It's a lot of sitting spaces here. This is a really large restaurant. And just gonna put in those tables right there. We're almost about done with this build. Please let me know what you guys think. It's one I'm proud of, so I hope you guys like it. Let me know what you think about, you know, future restaurants that I could do, you know, what specific aesthetic ideas you guys have, or like what kinds of restaurants I could do, you know, but yeah, let me know. Anyways, let me know what you think of this aesthetic too. Like if you would eat here, please let me know. I mean, I don't know how appealing the pomegranate idea is to other people, but I think it's pretty cool. But let me know if you guys would like to be served a pomegranate pre-meal, and then you like eat the seeds, and the waiter comes over and is like, "Did you eat the seeds? Oh no, you're going to the underwater." You know, I feel like that'd be so cool, but maybe that's just me. But let me know if it's not just me. But anyways, yeah. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.